Just the other day, I was drawing on my Wacom tablet, and I decided to take a break, so I put my stylus in my pocket, and I accidentally forgot about it, took my pants off, washed them in the washing machine, and oh no! My pen shrunk! No, it didn't shrink. This is the Wacom Pro Pen Slim, and as you can see, it is a lot slimmer than the big, thick Wacom pens that we're all used to. It feels more like a pencil, and I'm going to be reviewing it coming up next. Quick disclaimer, this video is not sponsored by Wacom, but they did send me the Pro Pen Slim to review. All opinions in this video are my own. Alright, so the Wacom Pro Pen Slim comes in this nice box. If we flip it over on the back, you can see that it's compatible with Wacom Intuos Pro, Wacom MobileStudio Pro, the Wacom Cintiq 16, and the Wacom Cintiq Pros. It is not compatible with the older models of Cintiqs. Go ahead and just cut the tape here on the top and on the bottom. Inside we have the pen, which is inside of a pen case. And then behind this here, there are instructions. This will show you how to change the nibs. There are also multicolored metal rings that you can use to change the accent on the pen. And then your warranty. Go ahead and take the plastic off of the pen here. Here's the pen case. Simply slide it out like this, and there's the pen inside. And I can already tell, this is my first time touching it, that this is much slimmer. It feels more like a pencil. It's actually quite dramatic how thin it is compared to the original. So here is the Pro Pen 2, the thicker version. And if we do them side by side like this, you can see it's quite a difference. If we overlay them on top of each other, the smaller one fits inside of the bigger one. So it's definitely slim. They're both Pro Pen 2, so they both have over 8,000 pressure levels. They both have erasers on the end. The eraser is a bit smaller and stumpier on the Slim pen. The Slim pen obviously feels a lot lighter than the Pro Pen. They both have the nice rubber grips. They both have the same Pro Pen 2 nibs. They both support pen tilt, but neither pen supports pen rotation. So let's go ahead and draw with the Pro Pen Slim here. Using pen tilt, that works very well. I can draw with the side of my pencil, and this definitely feels more like I'm drawing with a pencil now. There's just something about it. It feels thinner, and it really gives me that pencil-like feel now. There's nothing wrong with the thickness of the regular Wacom pens. I really like that thickness, but for those of you who want something that feels a bit more like a pencil, this is definitely the way to go. I think both feel quite comfortable, and I can't really say that one is better than the other. It really just depends on your feel. But this is great. It's a really lightweight, nice, low-profile pen. I'm going to flip it over and use the eraser. The eraser is pressure sensitive with over 8,000 pressure levels as well. And just in case you were wondering, you can use both pens, so if you already have a Pro Pen 2, you could actually program that to a completely different brush or a blender or an eraser. You can see here right now it's set to an ink pen, and the slimmer version is set to a pencil. So I can go back and forth between two different brushes here. And just like with any other Wacom pen, you can go into your Wacom tablet properties, select Pro Pen Slim, and here you can customize the pressure sensitivity, and you can program the buttons that are on the pen. Now, one thing I do notice when I'm thinking about the buttons is because this is so slim, it does feel a little bit different when I'm trying to roll to press the button here. I don't know that it necessarily makes it more difficult. It just feels a bit different. When I have the bigger pen here, it's more obvious where that button is because the button sticks out more, and you'll see that the top flares out more on this pen than it does on the smaller one if we compare them side by side. So if you're just going by feel and not looking at the pen, it might be more obvious by feeling where that button is going to be and where the end of the pen is on the bigger one versus the slimmer one. You can also see from the side here, the button sticks out a lot more on the Pro Pen 2 versus the Pro Pen Slim. It's inset just a bit more. Another difference between the Pro Pen Slim and the regular Wacom Pro Pen is that the Pro Pen Slim kind of floats around in the pen stand a little bit more. It doesn't quite wedge in there like the regular Pro Pen would, but it does stay pretty upright. And then in terms of putting it in this little sleeve holder for your pen, it falls right through because it's not thick enough. So if you were going to be using this with the Cintiq 16, you don't really have a way to hold it there. Since this particular piece comes out, perhaps Wacom's going to release one that's a bit tighter that will hold this pen, who knows. Inside of the pen stand, we can screw the cap off here, and you'll see that you have 4 standard replacement nibs and 2 felt nibs for a total of 6 replacement nibs. The case itself is made out of metal, it's lightweight, and feels very durable. As far as the build quality of the pen, it feels pretty rigid. It's not very flexible and it feels very sturdy. The plastic is very hard and it feels just as solid and durable as the regular Pro Pen. So as I mentioned earlier, you can use the Pro Pen Slim on lots of different Wacom tablets. Right now I'm using it on the Cintiq 16, but I could also use it on the Intuos Pro, the MobileStudio Pro, and the Cintiq Pros. So there you go, that was my review of the Wacom Pro Pen Slim. Definitely a nice slim pen for those of you who like that kind of feel. If you'd like to pick one up for yourself, I'll put a link in the description of this video. And if you're new to my channel, click that subscribe button because I have a lot more digital art tech reviews like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.